Hi guys, my name is Marco, and I'm talking with Jesse Robbins from Helibit here at Shift Miami 2025. Jesse, welcome.
Oh, thanks. It's been awesome.
Thank you. So, as an investor, what are you looking for in DevTool startups in 2025 and beyond?
Generally, we look for a couple things. HeavyBit, all we do is we specialize in developer tools, infrastructure, AI investing. We're all founder, operator, builders, and so what we start by looking for are people that are builders like we are. They have great taste. They have a problem that they're desperate to solve, that they kind of need to fix in the world. They do it no matter what. And that they're able to get early communities of developers excited about. For me personally, I like to say that I look for people building things that change the way that you think about the world or about a problem from the very first time you see it. A lot of code assistants are currently doing that right now. My own investment in Continue, literally the first time I saw it, I'm like, oh wow, I'm never going back. I actually switched from VI to using VS Code and Continue, which is sort of a crazy shift for an old school systems engineer. But yeah, so I'm looking for great taste from people that really are building something for themselves and their community, and that it changes you the moment you see it. Caveats, the other things we look for in kind of the broader sense, always want to see great open source software that then has a sophisticated business model built around it, and tools that are pretty hard to build without a lot of specialized knowledge.
Yeah. So basically, just coming up to the next question, it kind of merges with the previous one. So, how do you basically evaluate like AI startups? What are some of the key points that you're looking for?
So when people come and talk to us, the first thing is usually everyone that is in the HeavyBit ecosystem has participated in one of our events or knows somebody that has. They're a member of our existing very large community. They've heard our podcasts, etc. And we find that the people we vibe best with are people who are already active community members. When I think about what I want and how we evaluate things, the first thing that matters, and again, hopefully I haven't said it too many times, is I really want to be surprised and by the first time I see the thing. Often, a recent company of ours, Tailscale, been involved with them for a very long time, actually from the very beginning. They just raised this enormous round. And, I've built a lot of VPNs, right, over my career. The very first time I used Tailscale, it made me mad. It was so easy. I'm just like, I've done all of this work for so long, and I see this and I realize, nope, this is the future. This is going to be the new way we build. Continue, a more recent company, completely changed the way that I write software, and now it does that for hundreds of thousands of people. And so the interesting thing there is we look for just real usage. We're not the type of investor that is looking for like hype or the thing, of the day. We usually invest
Just like creative
earlier.
concepts, yeah.
Yeah. And so we're always looking at kind of that earliest stage. People don't need to have a smooth pitch. Like, we'll talk to people for a while. And so mostly we're just looking for authentic engagement, because when we evaluate a startup, we're really evaluating a founder or founding team that we're going to spend the next decade working together in order to build something extraordinary.
You just basically mentioned hype just a second ago. So, hype aside, what parts of developer workflow are yet to be disturbed by AI automation?
Well, I think it's mostly like we're currently in this very narrow beginning stage, right? So if you look at the entire software lifecycle and you say, well, where are you right now? Well, we're a little bit of the way into code generation. We're a little bit in the way to like some types of test automation, sort of a lot of what I think of as low-hanging fruit, the really repetitive stuff. For me, that it's like, well, what is the work that none of us ever really want to do in the first place? That's what we're automating right now. We're automating toil. There's so much more value to be worked on after that point. And so really, like, we're going to see complete changes in observability. We're going to see complete changes in testing, CI/CD workflows. We're going to see completely new approaches to like UI UX generation on the fly, customization, personalization. Every single area in the developer tools ecosystem is getting changed. And we're at the very, very beginning of the cycle. And so I just think that we've really covered a very small area so far, and we're just beginning to see all the new places.
So basically, there's still a lot of work ahead of
A
us.
lot of work, a lot of opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah. So talking about like startup life cycle, how do you see the AI changing it? What will AI native founders do differently as opposed to like the previous generation of founders who maybe like raise a seed round, hire like a bunch of engineers, then like spend like the next 6 months basically working on a product? Do you think that now with like these AI tools and agents and everything, that the whole life cycle of a product can basically be changed and shrunken down?
There's no evidence to support that real companies, real startups are being built in shortened life cycles. All the work is still the same. What has changed is we think of as kind of the table stakes work is shifting. I look at what's happening right now for startups to be a lot like what happened when we launched cloud computing with EC2 and S3, which I was at Amazon during that time and got to contribute to some of that. And then subsequently with Chef, we shifted from you've got to do all this bootstrapping work and all these other elements to kind of get rolling to nope, now you already have your infrastructure in place and you have, sort of the first parts of automation in place. So for AI native startups, what is happening, because so much attention and money is going into it, is you're getting some interesting early advances where you've got a founding team, early engineers that are potentially a lot more productive, and they're able to work with larger volumes of code. They're able to build more faster. Now, that comes with complexity. That comes, with new types of tech debt that you're accumulating. But we're seeing people get to certain product stages a little faster. It doesn't change the overall trajectory, though, because that's happening for everyone all at the same time. So it's not like right now we're seeing venture backable companies that are like not embracing all the new tooling. Of course they're doing that, right? So we don't believe that you need less money. We don't believe that you need less time. What we do believe is that you need less time spent on stuff that doesn't actually relate to building your startup. Just like with cloud computing, we didn't have to go to the data center anymore. Like that wasn't an important skill, but it used to be super strategic, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well said. So how do you see software engineering evolve in the next couple of years?
So there's the definition of software engineer is going to change, and I'm pretty excited about that. So if you look at the history of software and computers in general, we went from hand wiring circuits, right, and then transistors, and then suddenly we had first transistorized computers, but that's all still being built by hand, right? Then we got assembly language as the first abstraction that allowed us to go from hand-assembled physical switches to a somewhat English-like language that translated into computer language, right? From there, we started adding languages, and the languages over time have become more sophisticated, closer in grammar and syntax to English language, or to not English language, to human spoken language, right? That is continuing and continuing. So now we've arrived at the point where we're getting to being able to express software concepts and have another layer of abstraction that generates code, just like every cycle prior to that point. And all of the change that has brought about each time. Is it 10x or 100x? I don't know. But like the work you had to do software in the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, right, to today has basically been about humans expressing themselves more naturally in order to build more and more complex things. So we're now seeing entire industries get built where, you're going to write your product requirements doc in an enterprise, or, your plan, or, your vibe coding or whatever. That's going to let you build out first versions of things. And that's been a dream since the idea of computers
Since
actually
the beginning,
started.
yeah.
So that evolution is very exciting for me. As a person who has made his entire career in dev tools and software and open source, I think it's pretty exciting because every time we add a few million more people to building things, well, they get more complicated. There's more of it to manage, and so there's more things for me to build and invest in, and more money to make. And I really like that because more people get involved, and it changes more lives.
This is the second to last question. Would you agree that agentic experience is the new developer experience?
Well, we're here at your conference, so I think you want me to say yes. The truth is that agents are just another type of developer. I would, things I would agree with. I think we should have really good documentation. Yeah, yep, that's true.
I would agree with that also.
Humans, agents, same, need good documentation. I think we should have really good APIs, and we should have lots of affordances in those APIs so that it's really easy to use, whether you're a human or an agent. I think that we should make things easy to program against. So we should have standards that in those APIs and in those user experiences that make it really easy for humans to use, including humans that might need a sight reader, right? So like blind users and Google for SEO on the web are the same. Google needed these affordances, this thing that we now call search engine optimization or search engine experience or whatever you want to call it. And so now here we are with agents, which are a new type of user, and they need great documentation, clearly defined APIs. They need to be able to change and understand. And so all of that infrastructure that gets built out, all the hooks and loops and little touch points are going to help everybody, whether it's developers, whether it's agents, whether it's users of all shapes. What I'm excited about is we're also going to get into a mode pretty soon as we build this out where your user experience personally can be personalized, right? Like, here's all the stuff I don't want to see, all the clutter. I've never clicked that button. Why is it not regenerating automatically for me based on my use? And in order for that kind of thing to happen, we have to have this agentic experience. We need to have all these other kinds of overlays and other pieces. And so I'm excited about all of it. And so it's definitely the new wave that is driving that. But is it like, does it mean that any of the work we were doing before goes away? No. Hopefully it just causes people to do more. Yeah. Yep.
And the last question is, this is your first time here at Shift Conference. How are you liking the conference so far? How are you enjoying it?
It's great. Venue's great. Miami is awesome. People are great. The conversations have been great. I think it's a fresh take in a location that is, I think, pretty special. And one of the things that is always impressive is when you kind of bring your, the experience you guys have from running your very large conference to this. It's like this is a condensed, concentrated microcosm of a really exciting community, and I'm hoping to come back and see you guys expand.
We're always welcome to have you come back here, and thank you for taking the time to join us here today.
Yeah.
Thanks.